Hey y'all, Ms. B, and before I get into hot topics, I want to talk about some things that are on my mind. I remember when I started my YouTube, I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I just was way too busy with kids, work, and life. And so last year around September, it's about to be a year since I had this channel. And I remember I started with like 4 subscribers. Now I have 44. A couple of them come and go, but I know you have to keep pushing out content. And not only do you have to keep pushing out content, you have to, stay connected to what the topics are, what people are talking about, what is the discord, what is the conversation, what are the think pieces, what is everything that's going on in the internet, social media, pop culture, politics, everything, etc. And what I'm seeing lately is starting to make this not fun to do. That's the same feeling I had toward the end of reviewing the Housewives of Atlanta. At the beginning, I was so happy, Sweet 16 season, I'm so excited. But then I'm like, oh, I need to do a YouTube video. The show is boring. I'm not entertained. I'm not having fun. I'm annoyed. But I finished the season. But I said all that to say, I'm starting to feel that same way about watching conversations, everyone's live, different creators that I follow, be so negative. It's a lot of negativity. It's a lot of think pieces. And the hot topics used to be talk about pop culture, talk about the celebrities, talk about things. We can talk about serious stuff, and we can talk about how things can relate. When people are now starting to extremely dissect unrelatable things and extremely dissect shows and do long think pieces and long lives and all of these long paragraphs and long conversations about a lot of stuff that to me is really unimportant. It's just starting to get a little annoying. It's starting to get just a little bit annoying. One of the things that kind of irritated me, and I'm like, why are we having this conversation? And it's one of my hot topics. The show Martin. Martin is one of those shows where, I don't know if y'all have them, I have them, where I have stuff on my mind, I can't sleep, or I'm a little anxious about something. They're called comfort shows. Martin, Girlfriends, Living Single is one of my comfort shows. It's on Netflix. I'll go watch an episode. I know exactly where to go. If I want to go see the scene when he was playing, the New Jack City scene with the dog and them all dressed in black. Or I want to go see the episode when, my mama bird, when Gina killed my mama bird. Or when I want to go see the episode of when they went to Chilligan Island. It's so many episodes that oh yeah, I want to go see this. I'll go directly to it. Or when he went away to that cult. Yup. That it wasn't Numb Your Whole Rank here. The cult when he came back, Shaquille Sunflower. Najee Rambat. Those are things that make me happy. Those are episodes I remember watching as a child. Those are episodes that, even when Gina lost Martin's tickets and had to go work at Shanae hair salon and had to go to work on Myra's feet. At first she was filing it, but then Shanae had to show her. I'm trying to understand. I hear what y'all saying, but I'm trying to understand, how does a show made in 1993 that is a completely non-real show, for the slow people in the back, a very scripted show with made-up characters, become these long think pieces about colorism and Martin being angry and how he treated Pam? First and foremost, I'm gonna start with Gina. If y'all know the history, Martin started coming off the heels of the success of the House Party movie, the Martin the Show. He was already doing comedy, he was in Boomerang, all that stuff. But like the success of the house party movie, I think when he idealed the character for Gina, he wanted Tisha Campbell to be that character. I think Tisha Campbell was very smart. She was an executive. She, you know, she was like the bourgeoisie, like a Shanae used to say next door. Then she had our friend Pam. They both was bougie and they worked in corporate America. Pam I used to want, y'all don't know how bad I wanted my hair like Pam's. Every episode Pam's hair was laid, edges laid. Baby, she was laying edges before people started even gluing them down. Okay, so I'm trying to understand why y'all picking apart this show. That's such a gem to me. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own depiction of how they feel. When Ari Lennox got online and was like, you know, she felt growing up, you know, watching the Pam character made her feel like they were targeting dark-skinned girls. I'm paraphrasing. I feel like I'm a dark-skinned woman. Like, not as dark, but I feel like maybe me and Pam about the same. Me and Tashina are about the same color. I think so. But I didn't see her banter with Martin as him being colorist toward her. And the things when he used to say BDB, because her hair was laid, it was a joke. Her hair was laid. Gina was wearing the 90s synthetic wigs. Okay, let's be clear. But Tashina Honor, Pam's hair was laid. BDB, that was a joke, y'all. Then also, if you look around the entire set, that living room set, the iconic Martin set, did y'all see all the stuff that's there? The Do the Right Thing Spike Lee poster when you come into his door, that was there because he was also in the movie. But he said in one of the episodes, you got to remind people do the right thing. I remind people what to do. Even his apartment number is Jackie Robinson's number, 42. All of the little intricate pieces of Martin, I don't understand why they're being picked apart. I did not feel like there was a colorist show. Him throwing people out, it was a joke. I throw people out. Okay, he was a mama's boy. They played on the fact that he was a mama boy, but he was playing himself. Like, y'all, he was playing his mama, but he was actually Martin playing him. Come on, y'all. And my mama biscuits. Y'all are doing too much with these long, drawn out think pieces and like making everything that's creative that we grew up on be so dark and sinister and like making me like, oh my God, here we go. Here another go think piece. Let's not forget, Shanae, also played by Martin, was an entrepreneur. Lived across the hall, had her own boyfriend. Always came up, hair did, nails did in her own way, everything done. I don't see how y'all equating that to colorism and microaggression and Lord Jesus. Can we have anything? This is why a lot of comedians say in this climate, they can't really do comedy anymore. Everybody's too freaking serious. Trust me, there's a lot more serious topics we could talk about. And I don't like to get on here and talk about that because I like this to be fun and light. We could talk about other than a show from 1993 and picking it apart. Martin is one of them legendary shows, just like Fresh Prince, just like Living Single. I mean, we had a whole run of them. And guess what, y'all? Have y'all noticed while y'all picking Martin apart from 1993? Have y'all noticed? Y'all look around. There are no more black sitcoms. I sit and wait every week just to watch The Chi. I don't recap it. But there's no more black sitcoms. They all got canceled. I used to love this show on Stars called Run the World. Canceled after second season. I used to love Harlem. Canceled. I think 3 seasons. There's no more black shows. So, y'all want to pick apart the classic ones now? Are y'all bored? And y'all, everybody has their opinion. Drop down in the comments and give me your opinion on Martin. I don't feel like he was colorist. I feel like it was jokes. I feel like it was the type of joking that you could do at that time. Obviously, you can't joke no more. Everybody want to pick everything apart. I throw people out. That was a joke. Beady bead. So, I mean, Jerome and I, like, those were all Martin joking. He was dressed up as Jerome. He was dressed up Shanae. He was dressed up as he was a mama's boy. And he let his mama talk to Gina any kind of way. Girl. It was a show. A made-up show. And I want us to have something for us to be proud of and look back. And Martin, like I said, Girlfriends, those are my comfort shows. Can we not pick every single thing apart and enjoy the stuff that people in their art created from the past? Because look around. Look. Go to any streaming service. Are there any new black shows? I mean, you can go to BET, watch Tyler Perry. I tried to sit through, I'm sorry. I tried to sit through the Queen's Men with Eva and her Verniers, and I couldn't do it. Because my mama and my brother watched the show, and I was like, so what's happening? And in about 5 minutes, I was caught up on however many seasons this show been on. I'm like, this show is not for me. Like Divorce Sisters. I was like, nothing against Tyler Perry, but I'm just saying, like, those are only shows we have. So y'all gonna pick apart Martin. I know, okay. I'm gonna get off Martin and talk about also, too. So y'all saying Martin was this. Martin was, lowbrow. Gina deserved better. So did Gina deserve the the Tommy Hilfiger line guy that's coming out from Martha's Vineyard or Sag Harbor? That everybody's up in an uproar about that as well. So on one hand, Martin was lowbrow. He wasn't funny. He was angry black man. He was a colorist. He was this. He was baby boy. Blah blah blah. But then you have a clothing line that comes out with top tier, old black, upper echelon clothing, and y'all got a problem with that too. Like I said, I wanted to start doing YouTube as a way to talk about pop culture. I miss Wendy Williams. I miss, going to the grocery store and reading, the tabloids. Like that was fun to me. It was entertaining. Now it's getting freaking exhausting listening to y'all, because for me to come here and talk to y'all, I have to keep my ear to the street. I could unplug, stay off of social, stay off of YouTube, and just be like in my zone, in my world. But I want my channel to be successful. Right now it's a hobby, and I want it to continue to grow. It has grown. Thank y'all who watches me. My last video, I was like, wow, people really watch me. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your support. But it's becoming exhausting. Like, everything gotta be a goddamn think piece. Like, everything ain't that deep. Martin ain't that deep, y'all. We can go back and dissect a lot more stuff than Martin. Okay, anyway. And then y'all mad by Tommy Hilfiger coming out with upper echelon, purple label stuff. VVS cufflinks. Sorry, upgrade just popped in my brain. But anyway, I just want to talk about that for a minute. But like, y'all do a lot. It's a lot going on. Like, it's something on maybe too much on my mind, and I'm like, I have to unplug. So the next hot topics I want to talk about is Mary J. Blige crispy chicken. I'm sorry, y'all. Me and my daughters was just singing it because McDonald's has this crispy chicken wrap that I love, and I got them to sing this for me. I was like, y'all, what's that Mary J. Blige song that everybody gave her flack for back in the day? Crispy chicken, lettuce. Anyway, Marion versus Misa. I never thought a day where I would see like such dysfunction in everything that I enjoyed. Misa and Puffy helped curate Mary's whole vibe. And to see them arguing or suing each other or counter suing each other or please dismiss this over $5 million over this rapper Vado. Who is this man? Where did he? I don't know him. I heard he was a Harlem rapper. Does his music pop like that, y'all? I don't know anything this man sings, and I love music. I don't know anything about this man. To me, I've known growing up in life, when two women they've been friends for 20 years like them, usually it's about one or two things: a man or some money. And seems here to be both. So Mary is saying, if y'all, I did a hot topics on Misa suing Mary, but Mary's saying Misa ain't got no talent agency for Vado to even release for her to even represent him to even release no music, and she haven't recouped the money that she even invested into this artist. And who is he? I saw him outside the Diddy trial with Misa, and I was like, Misa, is that trying to throw a little shot at Mary? Because everybody was watching the Diddy trial, but it's just crazy. Like, what happened to y'all? What happened to y'all, Misa and Mary? Like, when did y'all stop being friends? We can't be friends. Like, when did y'all stop being friends? When? When did it happen? I never thought I'd see the day. Well, y'all be taking it. When you take it legal, like, that's over. It's a wrap. Ain't no more coming back from that, baby. When you go legal, that's a whole nother level. I mean, like, what happened? I have so many questions for Misa and Mary J. Blige. I just don't understand. I never thought I'd see the day. I mean, they weathered all the years of Puffy and his monstrous behavior and his craziness. Misa fell out with Puffy at one time. We saw it. Mary fell out with Puffy. Remember, she stopped working with him for a while. And Mary and Misa still stayed locked in, and then now they fell out, and this man and jail. It's just like, y'all, my whole 90s life. It's just like my childhood, everything that I love. Y'all are just trying to destroy everything. But that's what I want to say about that. Like, I want to know, I have 3 questions. Question. What happened? For real? Is this really about Vado? When did y'all stop being friends? And who is Vado? That's it. And I'm done with Misa and Mary. The next hot topics I want to talk about is, and I don't know why I was just rolling like that for this one, but Ray J. Child, I grew up having the biggest crush on Ray J. First of all, I was a huge Brandy fan. I used to be a part of Brandy's fan club. I think I could find it in storage somewhere, like in the mid-90s. Like, I'm talking about I Want to Be Down Brandy. That Brandy. I would like to get to know if I could be. Anyway, sorry. I'm sorry. My music tricks kicks in all the time. Ray J has been a whole mess for a long time. His sister don't talk to him. And like I said, I used to have a huge crush on him. Like, have y'all seen Ray J in Brandy's video? He was in a couple of Brandy's video, but mainly I Want to Be Down. He has the hugest crush on him. I think we about the same age, or maybe he a little bit older. Anyway, he did an interview with Cam Newton on Cam Newton's podcast. Message. I don't really watch Cam Newton's podcast. I don't understand why all these retired athletes are doing podcasts. We didn't went through the whole Shay Shay era. Now that's over. I'm gonna talk about that later. Well, I'm not saying the podcast is over, but Shannon Sharp is particular. I'm talking about Shannon Sharp later. But anyway, and I tuned in because the clips, the clips was showing a lot of his conversation about Whitney Houston, which he's always avoided. I am a humongous Whitney Elizabeth Houston fan. And I remember this time when I used to see her with Ray J. And yes, toward the nearing of her death, they were out about together. And I remember Clive Davis weekend. And I remember a lot was going on, and I was like, oh, Whitney, Nippy. I miss Whitney, y'all. I wish I would have got to know her. I wish I would have got to see her in person. But Ray J on Cam Newton cleared up the fact that he wasn't even there, because everybody has been calling him a how do you say this on YouTube? A murderer, that he killed her, unalived her. Everybody knew I read Whitney's autopsy, y'all. And then I knew the story during the time. So I never thought Ray J had anything to do with it. Dude, did I think in the back of my head, maybe he gave her something? Kinda. But he cleared this, the notion up on Cam Newton's podcast and said he wasn't even there. He was in San Diego, and they was going to pop out and show niggas that day at Clive Davis' party, essentially. And he hates that now he has to talk about it because she's no longer here, and it really hurts him that people even think that about him. Ray J gets really manic really quickly, so he went right into it. But if you listen to I watched the whole interview. If you listen to the first, I want to say 45 minutes before he started getting crazy, he was making a lot of sense. He was talking about how Kim Kardashian came out on the better end of that tape than he did. He was saying he couldn't do Dancing with the Stars. She did it. He couldn't pull up to a war show. She was at all of them. He couldn't do anything because he was labeled as the person who released the tape. And we all know now, that was something allegedly that Kris Jenner brokered with Vivid Entertainment. You have to have a license to release pornography, people. It's common sense. And it did catapult Kim into a stratosphere. And Kanye catapulted her even further. Look at her now. I mean, I love Skims and all, but I be like, looking at Ray J and looking at her, I can see how he can feel away. And honestly, y'all, if you can get past Ray J's manic episodes, I'm not even gonna say manic, because honestly, a lot of what he was saying was when he crashes out, he makes more money. He looks at his analytics and he makes more money. When Ray J got to talk about EBITDA and capital and investments, I was like, oh yeah, Ray J is smart. I think, like he said, he just makes more money when he crashing out. Do I think he got a drug problem? Yes. Allegedly. I don't know. Because, baby, the way he was chain smoker, baby, he smoked like 100 cigarettes on their podcast. I was like, damn, how many more cigarettes he gonna smoke? Then he started doing his Ray J thing after he got a lot off his chest. And if you listen to him, he's saying a lot without saying it. He's saying people don't want to hear the truth. He's saying he can't say the truth because people gonna come after him, or people gonna come sue him. His lawyer told him don't talk about this, talk about that. But in the mix of that, Cam Newton is not is he a journalist? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is Cam Newton played football and he got a lot of kids, and he was very controversial with his situation with his partner. But you can tell he didn't know. A real journalist would have really delved into what Ray was talking about. And I clocked it a little bit. I listened and I clocked what he was talking about. When he started talking about the business stuff, I was like, he's smart. I think, but like he said, when he crashes out, that's when his money goes up. So that's really the only Cam Newton podcast I'm gonna really like. I guess he did. I guess Cam Newton knew Shannon Sharp now, since Shannon Sharp is on the decline. The next hot topics I want to talk about. This is exhausting too, y'all. It's exhausting. Tory Lanez. Jesus is my doctor. Oh. 5 years later. Tongue tied. Sorry. We're finding out new information about this Tory Lanez stuff. I thought that this was over. I know Megan thought it was over. But I gotta be honest, y'all. I read that man's appeal. And if indeed, in fact, everything that I read on that man's appeal, and I'm not no Tory Lanez fan. Trust and believe. I'm sorry, my music traits again. If everything that Tory Lanez put on that appeal about Sean Harley, Des Perez, the evidence, the events that happened is true, I don't think that man should be in jail. I'm a huge Megan Thee Stallion fan. She's from Houston, H-Town. I'm H-Town all day. But my mama told me what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And what I read, I was like, hold on. Ain't nobody saying no. Like, I mean, I didn't, of course, go dig in court documents during that time. But I'm like, none of this was talked about. I did start hearing Sean Harley, name being brought up with that Reasonable Doubt show, which was very good, and her association with Roc Nation. But reading the details, like, he sent a letter to the California bar to get her disbarred of how she handled his case and how his trial was ran. If I read what I read on that thing and it's true, yeah, I think he deserves a trial. Not no huge Tory Lanez fan, and Lord Jesus, I cannot stand little short angry men. And he was chastising Megan a lot, but I don't believe that somebody's life should be thrown away if indeed everything that I read is true. He needs a new trial. Anyway, next topic, Shannon Sharpe. Womp, 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 womp. Monique tried to tell you, Shannon. He said, what she say? Get your old bitch. It's gonna cook for you. Rub your feet. Now, I ain't finna do all that, but I'm not saying me either. Shannon Sharpe, he got some issues. He got some issues he need to work out with a therapist based on that lawsuit with that girl. That race play stuff. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was reading, I was like, are you okay, my nigga? Like, you okay? Obviously not. I knew Shannon Sharpe wasn't okay when he said he wasn't giving his daughter more than $30,000 for her wedding. Talk about getting some spaghetti plates or something. Nah, he talking like this. You better get some spaghetti plates. I ain't giving them nothing. But now you didn't give this other woman that you was paying $2,500 a cheek for $20 million. But you wouldn't give your daughter no money for a wedding. Over $30. No. Now you're fired from ESPN. I don't feel sorry for you, Shannon. Cat Williams sat on that Club Shay Shay uncomfortable looking leather sofa drinking your cognac, and so did Monique. And they both told you the same thing to your face. And you just, okay, oh, Monique, the whole damn time. And then clock none of the tea they was trying to spill. Because obviously, if they knew what you was doing. That's why they was saying it. And you was hemming and And now look at you. I don't feel bad for you at all, Shannon Sharpe. Because you said you don't like black women. Black women were so mean to you growing up. And this and that and that. Maybe they were. Black women mean to me and I'm black. Shit. Hell. I'm not going to go out and be like, I'm just going to go completely against black people and want to race play weirdo shit and with young people. Like, that was crazy. That whole your baby batter and was disgusting. I don't feel sorry for you, Shannon Sharpe. And okay, ESPN announced that you was fired. Somebody's getting fired before your brother got inducted to the Hall of Fame. Womp womp womp. You did it. It's a saying as old as time. When you get to that type of level, how you move affects the people around you. And you wasn't clocking it. Obviously not. I wonder if you still gonna have this $100 million podcast deal. Who's still coming to Club Shay Shay? I haven't seen nobody on there. Everybody going Cam Newton now. So is the Club Shay Shay era over? Y'all let me know. The last thing I want to talk about on here, because I'm talking longer than I really wanted to. Basketball Wives, Jackie, Christie, and Chantel. Chantel did an interview with Carlos King. And my stance is going to stay my stance. I'm a mother. Mother and daughter relationships are very complicated. When children get a certain age, you start to feel away. I mean, no, actually, they start to feel away. Then it makes you feel away. And nobody's perfect. There's no playbook to this mothering thing. There's no playbook. We can only take what was passed down to us and pivot from that. As me being a mother, I don't move in the same way my mom did. Not to say my mom is a bad mother. I'm a little different of how I handle things with school, talking, processing. But there were times where things got complicated. It get complicated when you're raising kids in general, not just daughters. And all the headlines I'm seeing is, Jackie said she hated me at 12 and called me a bitch. I wasn't there. We wasn't, none of us there. We only go off Chantel's account. But I'm also aware that I don't think Jackie hates any of her kids. I think Jackie used the tools that she had to do the best that she could. People are saying, well, she should have never had kids then. I think Jackie used the tools that she had to do the best that she could. If that was chasing after behind Doug, because y'all know how them NBA players was moving back in the day, especially back in that day. To chase after her man, to have y'all have a comfort life, she thought she was parenting in her way. There's nothing anybody can tell me to justify that girl pushing her mama and talking to her the way she did. And I watched the Carlos King interview because I'm a type of person, a lot of people I notice just watch clips. Come across your feed and you just watch clips. I actually watch the entire content of what I'm going to talk about to get not just the context of the clips that's going to fall, roll down the shade room or on site or any of these all about. I want to watch it because I'm like, okay, what was the context behind this? Why is this person saying this? Like I did with the Ray J interview. What I got from watching Carlos King and Chantel interview was, yes, I'm sorry for hitting my mama, but yes, I should have been cussing my mama out, but no, you were wrong and you disrespected your mama. I have all this trauma, but okay, let's go talk about it. I feel like you came on that platform to embarrass the heck out of your dang mama. And you provoked your mama. And I would say I don't condone violence. But I also feel like Jackie's human. And humans, we have a natural response. And all that carrying on that you was doing, Chantel, and still now sitting on Carlos King, you got knocked the fuck out. And guess what? Sorry, not sorry. I see why Jackie did it. Jackie was completely, you could tell she was completely blindsided by how you was carrying on. I'm not a huge Jackie Christie fan, never been. I actually stopped watching Basketball Wives. And you're a whole meme now, Chantel. Hope it was worth it. Anyway, y'all, like, comment, subscribe. It's probably my longest hot topics, but it's been so much chatter and so much going on, and I want my channel to grow. I want my audience to grow, and I know I have to be consistent and keep my ear to the streets and the blogs and vlogs and reading stuff. And I'm like, oh, now I'm starting to feel like it's not fun. Like, y'all making everything so freaking difficult and complicated and convoluted in these long ass think pieces and these TikToks and all of this stuff. I'm like, oh my God. Makes me not want to do this. But hey, that's the thing about this being a hobby. I can just one day, y'all never see me again. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. And let me know your thoughts. Your thoughts about Martin. Your thoughts about all this new stuff about Tory Lanez. Your stuff about Misa and Mary, if you know the history. Your stuff about what Ray J said on Cam Newton's podcast, if you watched it. Give me your thoughts. And please like. I see the views are going up. The views are viewing. The views are viewing. Keep watching, y'all, but thumbs up the video so it can hit that algorithm. Anyway, bye.